You're listening to the Options Insider Radio Network, the home of the Options Podcast. For more quality options programs, visit theoptionsinsider.com or search for Options Insider Radio Network in your podcast provider of choice. Listeners can also access all of our programming through our mobile app available in the iTunes and Google Play stores. Select programs are also available via live stream at mixlr.com/options-insider. That's mixlr.com/options-insider. Don't forget to follow along with your favorite programs and submit your own questions for the hosts at twitter.com/options, stocktwits.com/options, facebook.com/theoptionsinsider, or via questions at theoptionsinsider.com.
Join us now for the expert source for inside information on the options markets. It's time for Options Insider Radio with your host, Mark Longo.
All right, everybody. That's fun. Don't get to hear that music too often anymore. We've kind of been busy doing a lot of other things in terms of really, for a lot of you out there in Secret Club Land, a lot of you have been enjoying our pro Q&A sessions. Those have taken up a lot of our traditional interview time. So don't get a lot of time to hear that Options Insider Radio theme here that much anymore, which is, it's fun to bring it back because we have some fun stuff to talk about today. I'm excited to do so. My name, of course, Mark Longo from theoptionsinsider.com, as well as, of course, from the ever-exciting, at least we like to think so, Options Insider Radio Network. I don't even need to check my calendar because I know when our next guest is joining me on the network, I know precisely what time of year it is. It is time to do some good and help out some really cool kids because I am pleased to be joined next up, an old friend of the network, Mr. Mead Wells, the co-founder, chairman, and indeed treasurer over there at ALTSO, a.k.a. A Leg to Stand On. Mead, welcome back to the network. It doesn't seem like it's been a year since we chatted, sir. It seemed like just yesterday.
No, it doesn't, Mark, and thank you for having me back. It's a real treat to be here.
Well, Mead, as you could probably imagine, we've had a lot of new people discover the world of options and indeed the network over the course of the past year. In fact, we have a fun poll going right now out there for the audience about when they discovered and started options trading, and fully a third of them have picked it up in the last 18 months, so post-pandemic. So there are a whole bunch of new people out there trading options and indeed listening to this network. So a lot of them are not going to be familiar at all with ALTSO, Mead. So let's start there. What the heck is ALTSO? What am I talking about? What are these cool kids we're talking about, sir?
So a leg to stand on, ALTSO, obviously ALTSO is the acronym for A Leg to Stand On. We're a registered 501c3 based in New York City that helps children with limb disabilities in developing countries. These are children that were born without legs or without arms, or they have deformities of the arms or legs, or they went through either a traumatic accident or had a debilitating disease, which led to a deformity or an amputation of a limb. And what we do is provide free corrective surgery and artificial limbs from the ages of birth up until about 18 years old. So that is a leg to stand on.
And obviously, these are interesting times to be out there raising funds and trying to do charitable work. There are so many other roadblocks in your way. You know, the pandemic, it obviously provides in-person hurdles, but also logistical hurdles, travel hurdles. Catch us up. What have the past year been like? What have you folks over there also, how have you been dealing with these ever-evolving, ever-changing circumstances? And how are you able to keep the charitable mission going in light of all these other roadblocks, Mead?
That's a great question, Mark. It has been a very interesting year, I think, for everybody in every regard. I mean, I don't think we're in isolation here, but it's during these times where people's true character comes out, and we've seen just people shine, and it's really an encouraging thing to witness. Obviously, a lot of people have suffered unemployment, have either been laid off or reduced to part-time, so their incomes have gone down, or They've had, they've gotten, unfortunately, COVID and had to wrestle with that and have been taken out of work for a while. But we've still found we've got a wonderful group of supporters that identify and are really engaged in the mission, and they've been phenomenal. All of our volunteers, all of our, as you know, our biggest event of the year is Hedge Fund Rocktoberfest, and it's coming up on the 21st of October. And that event is an amazing opportunity to see a bunch of bands made up of hedge fund professionals perform in front of an audience of their peers. It's all, rock show kind of music, and really wonderful thing to see. But this year we've got a record-breaking number of bands. We have 15 bands participating. So it just is a testament to how much people have realized through the ups and downs over the last 18 months of how lucky they are just to have their health, right? And when you think about it, in our world of disabled children, there are roughly 106 million children living with untreated disabilities in developing countries. 95% of those cannot afford care. And as a result, 90% of them do not attend school. And if you don't have an education, where are you going to go with life, right? And nor can they run from danger, nor can they participate in sports. They miss all these amazing experiences of life, and they have no foundation on top of which to grow and become an income earning and family caring adult. So, I think that despite the challenges and the adversity that everyone's had to face over the last 18 months, many people have realized how fortunate they are to have their health, to have their limbs. And so we've seen a great outreach, and it's been really wonderful. And we're so excited that we're going to see this again for this year's Rocktoberfest next week on the 21st.
Yes, the big event, Rocktoberfest. In fact, we have a live listener right now. Options Queen says she attended a live Rocktoberfest a few years ago. It was great, and it's a great charity too. Well, I concur. Options Queen, I have been to a number of Rocktoberfests over the years. They are fun events, a great opportunity to have a good time, and also, more importantly, help out a great cause. So we're coming up on the 21st, and it's a live streamed event. Is it in person? What are we doing this year, Mead?
So we're doing a live event. We did it for the first time last year, and we were surprised at how successful it was. The event's being generously produced by Dramatic Health, and we've got amazing sponsors. PaySafe, who has been a sponsor in years past, has come in, and they're sponsoring the Glow campaign, and they'll match donations up to $15,000 that night. We have the CME, which I'm sure you all know, and OCC is our video sponsor. CME Group, the Chicago Mercantile Exchange Group, is our trivia sponsor. We're having a live trivia event this year's Rocktoberfest, which will make it kind of fun. We've also got a merchandise store, which we haven't had in years past. So this is the first time you can actually buy merch, as they say, which is still a new term for me. There's a silent auction, which we've had before. All sorts of great sporting event memorabilia and music industry memorabilia, like signed guitars and records and signed baseballs and all that type of thing. You've got just a great list of products. We've got a bunch of unique auction items as well. But we have an interactive still and GIF photo booth. And then we're going to have this year some special appearances by some of the kids who we call the cool kids, the ALTSO cool kids, who are children that have a disability that we've been able to treat. So this is the first time that we're actually going to have their participation and appearance. So that'll be a fun and novel aspect to it. So it should be a lot of fun.
Wow, that sounds like you have a lot of great things. As someone who's participated, done the Glow campaigns, I love the silent auctions. So if you're just intrigued for that alone, listeners, go check out some really cool stuff that also happens to help some great kids. It's a win-win out there. So Mead, before we go any farther, let's give them the details right now. If they want to check out that live stream and participate that way, where do they go? What should they do?
Okay, so first and foremost, the event is complimentary. So there's no cost to participate. And if you feel compelled to give when you see and you learn a little bit more about what we're doing, by all means, we welcome that. But the event's on October 21st. It starts at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Central. All you need to do is go to the Leg to Stand On website, which is the acronym ALTSO.org, and you'll see up in the top menu Rocktoberfest. If you click on there, you'll be able to find the registration form. It's very simple. You just put in your name and address and hit submit, and you'll be sent a confirmation email, and they'll give you a code to be able to get in on the day of the night of the event.
That's great. So no longer, listeners, do you have to be there in person in Chicago or New York or London. Even though those were great events, you can now do it from the comfort of your home. You can still stream all the fun bands, participate in all the other fun activities. I like the idea of the trivia. Now you're speaking my language, Mead. I might have to take some folks on. Is there any particular category, or are we just going all of the above, kind of Jeopardy style, Mead?
Well, I was kind of hoping we'd have this Jeopardy style where you had to reverse the question and answer, but it's it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be wide open, so you'll have all sorts of categories, and it'll be the first time that we've done it, and so we're excited to see how well received it will be, and you'll have to let me know what you think.
So there you go. A leg to stand on is the name of the organization. Listeners, ALTSO, ALTSO. Check out their website. We have it, of course. Tweet it out. We'll talk about it again there before the end of the appearance as well. And you guys don't have to be there, and it doesn't even cost you anything. So you sign up, go check it out. You can listen to the music completely for free. Maybe you play along with trivia. Maybe you can beat me. Well, I doubt it. We'll see. But it'll be fun stuff up there. Of course, the silent auctions are always fun. I bought a bunch of stuff over the years, a variety of different things. My son is getting in more and more into Chicago sporting events, so that's been a fun way to take him to a bunch of games and all sorts of other fun stuff like that. And Mead, if that's not far enough, if you guys haven't evolved enough since the last time you and I chatted about a year ago, obviously there's a lot of fun things going on and crazy things going on in the financial markets. One of those big trends since you and I have talked has been the just resurgence, indeed the explosion of all things crypto. So now if folks are coming to ALTSO and they don't want to deal with fiat, that's old school. That's 2020, Mead. We're talking 2021. All the cool kids have crypto. If they have crypto and they want to donate it, what should they do? When did you guys start taking crypto, Mead?
So we just signed up with this organization, which allows for us to accept crypto donations. And it's really exciting. We are... we're very delighted to be able to say to anyone that they can contribute really any kind of cryptocurrency that they have. And this program called Global Giving will convert it for us and custody it for us. So it's, again, if you go to the Leg to Stand On website, ALTSO.org, and you go to the giving page, you'll see all the details on how to give via crypto or how to give financially or how to give in kind or how to just give ideas and thoughts. We welcome any kind of participation and support. We're not greedy. We're just grateful. And one of the other things on the website, which is unique also for this year's Rocktoberfest, that I just want to touch on, not to get too off the crypto topic, but we've got a watch party toolkit so that those that want to get some friends together or family together can actually download this watch party toolkit off our Rocktoberfest website. And it'll allow them to turn what would normally be just a TV show into a larger party kind of event with all sorts of activities and fun things to go along with it. So I would highly encourage you or anyone that wants to gather some friends together for a fun night in support of the Leg to Stand On to go onto the website, register, and download that toolkit. And if you've done really well with Bitcoin or Ethereum and you're saying, how can I change the world for better? Well, by all means, go to our donation page and consider gifting some of that crypto and make this world even better than it is.
Well, I mean, you guys really have a lot of different irons in the fire this year. So listeners, just to recap all of that good stuff, if you guys go over to ALTSO, ALTSO.org right now, anytime before the 21st, register. It's right there on the top of the link. You'll see it. Register now. It costs you nothing. You can literally attend this event virtually for free, listeners. You'll get all of those. He's mentioned a bunch of the music. There's a bunch of great bands here. If you like just the notion of seeing a hedge fund manager out there rocking out on stage, maybe making a fool of himself, who knows? You'll find out over there if you go over to ALTSO. Of course, you can chip in with the crypto. They have great silent auctions. They, of course, are going to have this trivia contest. That sounds pretty cool. You can hear from some of the kids directly during the event. And you can even do a Netflix-style cool watch-along party. Mead, you guys have really pulled out all the stops this year. I'm looking forward to the event, sir.
Well, thank you, Mark. We appreciate that. We're excited. Our sponsors have been just amazing. It's just, all sorts of great companies, Bitstamp and Element Capital, Gate 39 Media, Morgan Stanley, Wells Fargo. The list goes on and on and on. It's, Tito's Vodka and Webb-Bush and Wilshire Phoenix and ABN AMRO. All these great firms have been just dynamite in supporting us. So we hope you'll all come out and join us on the 21st at 6 p.m. Central and 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And if you have any thoughts, questions, or concerns or ideas, feel free to email us at info@altso.org. And we're just to thank you all and wish you successful trading in the options market. This volatility and these valuations make it a fun ride for everybody. So we wish you all great luck and success in that.
Well, we appreciate that, Mead. We also appreciate all of you out there who could take some time. Just go register. Cost you nothing. Listen to some great music. And then maybe if you feel the spirit within you, you feel motivated, you can help out. It doesn't cost much. I know, Mead, you guys have really got it down to a science now in terms of how much it actually costs for that new artificial limb. I think it was the Jenny limb that you have over there. How much does it cost these days to help a new kid get a limb? You guys have really got it down to a surprisingly low level.
Yeah, it's a very good question, Mark. So the limb is actually called the Joshi limb, and it's named after
Joshi. I knew I was close. I said Jenny. I was close.
That's okay. But it's named after the first prosthetic engineer that got on board and supported us, Dhiren Joshi, over in India, in Ahmedabad, India, who's just been an amazingly selfless and kind and hardworking person to help take our support and change the lives of children throughout India. But we have, our model is really designed to ensure that every donation that's made goes directly to the cause and not for other frivolous expenditures. So in order to prevent money from being used in inappropriate ways, we have designed our own limb kit. It's called the Joshi limb, and it's a modular kind of high-tech aluminum limb. And we've gotten the price down to $250 for a below-the-knee prosthetic limb. And the beautiful thing about that is if you were to ordinarily buy one, let's say in the United States, that same limb might cost you thousands of dollars. Of course, in India, where the per capita income might be $300, $400 a year, affording a $250 prosthetic for their child is just out of the question. So, for us to be able to change a child's life for $250, it's really an amazing privilege. And the reality is that one simple treatment, if you provide one limb to one of these children, you can break this cycle of poverty that these children were born into and unlock a world of opportunity, including self-sufficiency, access to education, future employment, a community, and self-esteem. And that's the thing that most people don't realize is that, yes, we're giving children a limb and we're giving them the ability to be mobile and have these opportunities which they didn't have otherwise. But it's ironically the ability to be anonymous and not to be stared at by other children or other people, which is the most valuable element in giving these children these limbs, because they no longer look unusual. They look like everybody else and they blend in, and that's all they want. And you'd be surprised at how much of an impact that single aspect of what we do has on these children. And so, that for me is one of the most meaningful things that you can do is, yes, it's giving the limb, but it's actually giving them the peace of not being under the microscope in a negative way. Everybody wants to be a celebrity and be famous, but not if it's for a bad or negative reason. And so what we do here is help people disappear so they're not stared at, because they don't have the same social graces in India that we have here in the West, where we're told not to stare. What'll happen is a child without a limb or a girl without an arm will walk down the street. People will stop and they'll stare as they go by. And that's just not wanted attention. So it's a wonderful thing that we're able to do. And we encourage others to consider joining and helping support the cause. So we, again, grateful to you, Mark, for all the kind airtime you give us and attention. So we're thankful and very appreciative of that.
Well, you guys are doing great work over there, getting such a life-changing thing down to such a small amount of money. See, it doesn't take much, listeners, to really change a kid's life forever. You can learn more at ALTSO, ALTSO.org. That stands for A Leg to Stand On. You can also give them a follow over there on Twitter, just at A Leg to Stand On. If you follow us, you'll see we've retweeted a lot of their stuff over there, so they're pretty easy to find. The big day is coming up, not that far from now, October 21st. 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. here in the one true time zone, the central time zone. You can go register. It costs you nothing over there at altso.org now. In the worst case, you listen to some awesome music and maybe do some other fun stuff. And then if you get intrigued, check out the silent auctions. You can check out what they have going on. It doesn't cost much, like we said, to change a kid's life. And any little bit you can give, if you can, if it's not going to cause you any sort of financial impact for you out there, they'll be happy to do it. And of course, if you have the crypto, and a lot of you out there do as well, then you could certainly donate that as well. So they're taking 40 different cryptocurrencies you can donate in over there. So put some of those coins and currencies you have floating around. Maybe they're taking up space in your wallet. You don't really want to do much with them, or you want to share some of that with others. Take advantage of that. Go to altso.org and check out this event. October 21st starts at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, I should say. I'll be in there. A lot of people will be in there streaming. It should be a great time. And thanks to all of you out there for joining us and spending some time here with the folks at ALTSO and Mead. Thank you for joining us today, and good luck with this event. I'm sure it's going to be another smashing success, sir.
Well, thank you, Mark. I was going to say one last comment. What's unique also this year is that in the merchandise area, you'll be able to purchase a music album on the ALTSO label. This is the first year that A Leg to Stand On is having its own music label for the musicians and bands in the show. So if you like what you hear, you can have it forever and support a good cause in doing so. But anyway, Mark, thanks again. We look forward to rocking out with you next week on the 21st. And we thank all the attendees or the sponsors and those that are listening today. So again, wishing you all best of luck and look forward to seeing you on the 21st.
Great. We'll see you there. And of course, we'll see you back here throughout the rest of the week. Listeners, tomorrow, noon Central, 1 p.m. Eastern for volatility views. And then afterwards for the Secret Club members over there, 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern for options, oddities. And we kick it all off again next week. And then, of course, coming up soon, we'll see you all there at Rocktoberfest virtually on October 21st.
You're listening to the Options Insider Radio Network, the home of the Options Podcast. For more quality options programs, visit theoptionsinsider.com or search for Options Insider Radio Network in your podcast provider of choice. Listeners can also access all of our programming through our mobile app available in the iTunes and Google Play stores. Select programs are also available via live stream at mixlr.com/options-insider. That's mixlr.com/options-insider. Don't forget to follow along with your favorite programs and submit your own questions for the hosts at twitter.com/options, stocktwits.com/options, facebook.com/theoptionsinsider, or via questions@theoptionsinsider.com.